Now we are going to do the project you can see on your monitor right now. This is a simple website that I prepared. At the top you can see a nav where we have these buttons and the last button which is different and behaves differently. Then we have a header of our website. We can see an image in the background of this header. I will show you how to do this. In the center of our header, we have a heading, so it might be a slogan of our website. Then we have the main area of our website with some text placed in the center of it, and a section with 3 areas which might be links to our subsites of this website or to some external sources or whatever you would like to place it. In the end project, here we would see some images instead of those gray rectangles, but for this project I just used a simple divs with the light gray color just to illustrate it. And as you can see, after hovering on our future images, we can see this hover effect when the background color goes darker, which we also can apply to the images in the containers as a filter. At the end of our website, we can see a footer with some information about our website. And this is the project we are going to do. As I said before, I used an image from a Pixabay. When you go to the Pixabay like this, and you will start searching for a workshop, you'll get this image right here. This is the one I downloaded. You can download it as well, clicking this button, free download, and you can choose a resolution. I chose this one, which is 1280 pixels of the width, because our photo is in the background, and as you can see, it's a little bit darker, so it doesn't really matter. But sometimes when you want to place an image in the header of your website and you want it to be at the full width of your website and keep its high quality, you can choose this one, which is the full HD resolution, but it's totally up to you. But keep in mind that the bigger resolution of an image, the bigger size of it, which you can see, and it all costs the resources to download it on a user's computer to view this website. So you have to keep it in mind if it's worth it. So what I want you to do is to download this picture or any other picture, place it in your folder where you want to start a project of this website, and we will get to work. As you can see, I have my folder workshop right here open. Inside it, I have my car JPEG downloaded from Pixabay. When I click it, you can see it's the same picture downloaded from Pixabay. Let's close it for now. And let's start making our project, which preview you can see at the right side of the screen. And at the left side of the screen, I have my code editor. So now let's start our work. First thing, let's create a new file, which will be an index HTML file like this. Let's create a standard structure. Let's decrease those text indents right here to 1 just to save some space. Let's save our file. Let's give it a title, workshop, like this. And now what I want to do is to import some fonts from Google Fonts, because as you can see, I use 2 different fonts on my website, which are the custom fonts, the one you can see in the heading and in the rest of our website, and the other font is used in the navigation. So let's go to Google Fonts now. Just like this, we are at Google Fonts website. What we want to search for is Roboto, but not the standard one, but condensed one. You can see it right here, Roboto condensed. Let's click it. Let's choose the regular 400 style. Let's select this style. and let's select a new style to it. We can close for now this window and search for other style. We can simply go back to the main page of the Google Fonts and search for Oswald font. We can see it right here. Let's click it. And we want this style to be regular as well. So let's click select this style. Now we can scroll up and click this icon at the top right of the screen where you can see the prompt view your selected families. When we click it, we can see the side panel and we can see all the styles we chose, which we have Roboto condensed in its regular style for 100 and Oswald in its regular style for 100. And the rest is pretty standard. What we are interested in is the placing our Google fonts by the link tag, which is selected right here. And all we want to do is to copy the last link tag, which we can see right here. Let's copy it. Let's paste it in our HTML file under our title, like this. And what we want to do now is to copy these font families and paste it into our CSS file as a comment, just to make sure that we want to use these font families with these names. But to do that, we have to create our style CSS file and import it to our HTML file. So let's do this. Let's create a new file. Let's call it style CSS, like this. We have it opened. So let's copy these font families right here. Let's place it in our CSS file as a comment, like this. Let's keep it more readable, maybe like this. So we have two lines of our font family Oswald and font family Roboto condensed. Let's save this file for now. Let's go to our index.html file, because now we have to import our style CSS file to our index.html file. As I said before, the best way to do it is at the end of our all link tags we imported on our website. So our styles are the most important. What we want to do is to place the link tag with the style sheet attribute, and in the href attribute, all we have to do is to place the name of our style CSS file, since it's in the same folder as our index.html. If we start to type the name of our file, we can see the prompt of it. We can just click it, save our file, and everything is imported. So now let's go back to our project. What we want to do now is to create the structure of the body of our website. So let's do it. At the top of our website, we have our navigation, which will be a nav tag like this. Then we have our header with the heading and the image in the background. So let's create it just like this. The next area of our website is the main area of our website. So let's place a main tag like this. And at the end of our website, we can see a footer. So let's place a footer right here. Now let's add some content to it. Let's start with the navigation. So let's go to our nav tag, and we will do a simple navigation, just placing the A tags into the nav tag, which is okay, especially at the beginning. So what we want to place is the A tag with the href attribute, of course, with the hash. And let's place what we have here. The first button is home, like this. Now we can copy the whole line pressing Shift, Alt, and arrow down. The second A tag on our website is repair, just like this. The third one is towing, exactly like this. And the last one, the fourth one, is registration. Just like this. And as we can see, it differs from the rest of the buttons in our navigation. So let's give it a class, just so we can refer to it in CSS without any problem. Let's give it a class, and let's call it reg as the registration. We could place the whole registration word in the class name for the readability of the code, and you can place it if you feel better with it. But for me, it's just too long, and as a developer and programmer, I'm a lazy person. So if something can be done in a simple and quicker way without losing its meaning, I think it's fine for me. Now I think our navigation is ready. Let's go to our header tag. And what we want to place here is only the h1 tag, like this, with this text inside. Let's just copy it, paste it right here. As I said, why to put it manually when you can just copy it? If something can be done quickly, we, the developers, just do it. And why I only placed the h1 tag in our header and not an img tag with this image, it's because this image won't be part of our HTML structure. It will be only as an image of a background, but I will show you how to do this. You can imagine it that instead of a background color, we have a background image, and it's treated by the browser only as a background. It doesn't affect the structure of our website in any way. Now our header in HTML is done. Let's just go to our main tag. And this might be the most difficult for you to understand for now, what I'm going to do here. But I will try to illustrate it in the best way that I can when we will be styling this area in CSS. For now, I will just tell you how I imagine it and how I want to build it in HTML. The first thing I want to place here is a p tag with this text inside it. Let's copy this text. Let's create a p tag with the class of description, for example. Let's place this text inside it. And now the hardest part, we can see those three images with the headings below them. So I will treat it, since they are the same, as a section. This whole part would be a section with three containers inside it, as you can see. And inside those containers, I will have two elements in each container. This image, which would be a div in our HTML, just for an illustrative reasons, and the heading below it. Now let me show this to you. If it's not so clear for you right now, I'll try to explain it better when we are going to style it in CSS. For now, what I want to do is to create a section with the class of features, like this, and inside it. So this is going to be our whole section. Now I want to create this one container. So I'll create a div with the class of feature. It's good to place classes to identify the elements on your website. As I said before, we should name the classes what they actually do or what they actually are for the readability of the code. Just forgive me this reg, which we know is registration, but it's just too long word for me. Now, it's good practice when we have a section with some features or whatever items, and we have multiply items inside it, which are the same or nearly the same, to keep the names as it is. The container with the plural features, and inside an item with a singular feature. Analogically, we could do the section of vegetables and inside it a div of a single vegetable, like vegetables, vegetable, fruits, fruit, items, item, etc., etc. So the section is those three containers right now. This div with the class of feature is this one container, and inside this div we want to have this image and this heading. So what we want to do inside this div with the class of feature, we want to create another div inside it with the class of image. This would be probably an img tag on our website, but as I said, this is just for illustration, so we will keep this empty div with the class of image, and below it we will place the h2 tag with this text inside. Like this. So now we have our whole section. Inside this section we have this container right here with two elements inside, where one of them is div with the class of image, and the second one is this h2 tag, which is our heading. And now what we want to do is to copy the whole div of feature, copy it and paste it 2 more times, like this, with changing the text of our h2 tag for the second one, like this, and for the third one, like this. And voila, this is our whole section, where inside we have large div with the class of feature, and inside it we have an image and h2. So as I showed you before, this is our whole section. Inside we have 3 divs. Each one of them has class of feature, and inside each of this div we have an image and a heading. I hope this is simple. Simply enough. So this is the end of our section and also the end of our main area. So the last thing we have to do in our HTML is the footer, where we want to place this funny sign right here, which you can see is the copyright sign. We could just copy it from here and paste it right here in our HTML file. But that's not how you're supposed to do special signs in the code in our HTML. The special signs are made by ampersand, and the code for the copyright symbol is copy. We can see even the prompt in our code editor. This entry should be ended with a semicolon, like this. And after the space, we can place the rest of our text in the footer, just like this. You can Google how to place other special signs in your HTML with the ampersand. It might be really good information, but for now we are just interested in the copyright sign, which should be placed with this entry, which is end copy, ended with a semicolon. Now what I did here, placing the text directly in our footer, it's technically not an error, but it's good practice to place all the text in our HTML in the tags designed for that. So as you can see, it's a paragraph of text, so it's good to place it in a p tag. As I said, it's not technically an error to place this text directly in the footer, but in my opinion, it's just better to keep it this way, and it might make our work easier when styling this paragraph in CSS, for example. Let me see if this h2 tag is well copied. I think now it's okay. And I think our whole HTML code is finished. Let's see it opening our file with the live server. And we can see it. It's exactly like this. These are the same websites, the same HTML documents. This one is without CSS, and this one is with CSS. This is our final effect we want to achieve. And this is our website on this stage. So let's start to style it.